Hello fellow sickos of any and all gender, T-Ab here, and welcome to my stream counter style video on the 2016 reimagining of Ratchet and Clank. Now I did do a video on this game a few years ago, but I was kind of negative on it back then. I was more of looking at it for what it wasn't rather than what it actually was, so I'm going to do my best to fix that and give this game the props that it deserves because, in all honesty, it actually isn't that bad. Our story revolves around Ratchet, a Lombax who works as a mechanic but dreams of being a hero by joining the Galactic Rangers. Despite making it through the, let's call it less than safe obstacle course the Rangers have set up, our protagonist still gets rejected. For one, Ratchet's recklessness is too similar to their leader, Captain Quark's, and he's not about gimmick infringement. On top of that, Ratchet has quite the rap sheet, including disrupting the space-time continuum, and considering this takes place before all of the adventures he would embark on, what the hell are you doing in your alpha hours there, buddy? While licking his wounds, our hero sees a ship crash nearby. This is where we meet our co-protagonist Clank. He's here to deliver a message to the Galactic Rangers. You see, an evil chairman of an industrial company, Alonzo Drek, looks to lead an invasion into the star system, starting with the Rangers HQ. After fixing our new robo-body up, our heroes are off, and after a few detours, which includes a fourth wall breaking mechanic...
Thanks for your help.
No problem. See you in the next reboot.
They're off to the planet Kurwan, which houses the Galactic Rangers headquarters, but Ozer McNoserton, the invasion has already begun! After helping drive off the enemies, Ratchet is inducted into the ranks of the Rangers, even if only by public pressure. The GRs are alright, we never really get to learn much about them outside of surface level traits, but they each serve their purpose, even if in a minimal capacity. Thanks to an infobot RNC are given from one of the Drek's scientists after gathering some brains for him, don't ask, it's discovered that Drek intends to take over an anti-ship cannon on the planet Battaglia. So that's our next destination, and man, this place looks cold AF. Genuinely not sure what's worse, that or the heatwave I'm experiencing at the moment. Never the more or less, Ratchet and the Rangers, sounds like one hell of a 90s cartoon by the way, foil Drek's plan once more. From here, Quark puts forth a plan to just take Drek Industries head on, and despite everyone's best efforts, Drek manages to escape, but one of his lackey bots gets left behind and lets the Rangers know that their next target is Novalis. And by target, I mean 100% annihilation. So off we go to the Deplanetizer. Quark ends up going ahead in order to have some sort of discussion with Drek, which the team points out is, well, pointless. After infiltrating the facility, Ratchet is blindsided by Drek, who captures the legendary Lombax in a tier where it's revealed that Quark has turned heel. Not since the Big Show's run in WWE have I seen a turn this surprising. Oh, and Drek does go through and actually blows up Novalis, a planet we've actually visited in-game, which is a ballsy move. Sure, they make sure to state that everyone evacuated, but countless people losing their homes in every sense of the word is beyond devastating. And on a meta level, players cannot return to Novalis until they start a new playthrough, making that a double whammy. After a brief 10-minute retirement, Ratchet rejoins the Rangers with his next mission taking him to Gadgetron HQ where we get a Hologeyser. Ratchet uses said device to sneak aboard the Deplanetizer and mosey about until about 15 minutes later when the enemies catch on to their scheme. But by then our guy has already opened a route to the core and no amount of gooners are going to stop him. Upon reaching the core, Ratchet disables the Deplanetizer but drops the core. Oops. Oh, and he has a showdown with Quark. After knocking some sense in him, Quark turns face. Not since the Big Show's run in WWE have I seen a turn this surprising. And he helps RNC in stopping the villain's plans. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Dr. Nefarious is the bad guy now, mainly because he's kind of become the series' mascot villain, so we're just going to have to roll with that all the way to the final boss. Anyways, RNC defeat Nefarious, and it looks as though Quark won't be able to make it to the teleporter in time to escape with our heroes, but Clank does some quick thinking and saves the trio from the facility going BOOM! Also forgot to mention that this whole game's story is being told by Quark to a fellow inmate in a prison, so if you find any discrepancies while playing, this is why. Gotta love a good old unreliable narrator trope. Anyways, the story is relatively straightforward, silly, but still far from the worst I've ever played in a video game. Would have loved more development be given to the Rangers, but knowing that Insomniac had to get this game out the door before the tie-in film's release, I can understand how certain things may have been rushed. As for the gameplay, it's your typical RNC running and gunning platforming with some RPG elements to level up your guns and health. And for this playthrough, I made sure to finally get the Rhino, which is generally the most overpowered weapon in the game.
I had the idea while I was rotting in jail. What better way to exact revenge on the Galactic Rangers? Destroy the entire city. There's nothing. I'm still winning. No, I must have my vengeance. Time to recharge. There. That's your business. I'll be dead here.
On top of that, Insomniac also made the bouncer free, and with those two weapons, I was damn near unstoppable. One thing that I will always appreciate is the variety in gameplay because, on top of the normal third-person action sequences, there are also a few moments where you can pilot a ship, which took a bit of getting used to as the controls are not inverted. This means up is up and down is down, which, for anyone who's played a game with flying controls will know, this just feels weird as all fuck. Regardless, I was able to get used to it and eventually actually enjoyed it a little bit. The second gameplay shift are the Clank sections, which focus more on puzzle solving than direct combat, and while they are simple, they never outstay their welcome and provide a nice break from the action. The final bit of variety comes from the 2 times we get to do some hoverboard racing. The controls are pretty smooth, and we even get to have 2 different tracks. As cool as the initial course looks, I love the look of the one at Gadgetron HQ. Speaking of which, this level overall is one of 2 that, to me, screams summertime. The other being Poketaru. Maybe it's just how my brain processes things, but I see these levels and can't help but associate them with the summer season. And the game in general looks rather nice even 9 years later. The sole exception being anytime there is a cutscene where 2 characters just stare and talk at each other.
That was pretty awesome. Thanks for your help. Here's your hoverboard.
Whoa, and it's autographed. To Ratchet and Clank, the chillest dudes I've ever hung out with on a hostile alien planet. Cool.
Those can have a bit of an uncanny valley look to them, but once again, knowing the schedule, this is understandable. Overall, the 2016 reimagining of Ratchet and Clank is a flawed but fun time. Would ever replace the original? Probably not, especially not in the hearts and minds of those who grew up loving the first game. However, as its own thing, it's still a fun time, and I think sometimes we should appreciate what something is more than what it isn't. Still hard to believe that something this family-friendly came from a series that once made a joke involving a sex toy. If you really want to know something that's really positive about Ratchet and Clank 2016 is that actually inspired me to go back and replay this one, Rift Apart. And you know what? Maybe I'll re-review this game again sometime in the future, but definitely not in the immediate future. I mean, I did just recently review this as far as I can remember. Now I know my memory isn't the best, but I remember taking a look at this game I think sometime last year, so if you want to hear my words on this game, go check that video out. I think I did a decent job, although I guess I could always do better, but you know what, let's not worry about that now. But I was able to play these 2 games back to back, tons of fun. Maybe I'll do a comparison video one day, I think that could be fun. Anyways, that is now Ratchet and Clank 2016, done and dusted, and put into the past. As for what is in the future, why, it is none other than SBU! So join me for that, and hope you all have a perfect rest of your day.
Diggity dog. Breaking. Diggity dog. Breaking. Diggity.
Oh, congratulations! Here's your holo, guys. Do me a favor. When you use it, post your thoughts on the social medias. The kids love their social medias. Hashtag Gadgetron.